Perfect Program Assistant at Purdue Extension in Dearborn County. In this video, I want to really prompt you to think about how you may be able to use aeroponic gardens in your communities. So let me just take you a little journey down what it's looked like in our communities. It really started in our schools. And what we saw is that bringing aeroponic gardens indoors in our schools really opened up the possibilities for being able to grow plants with kids all throughout the school year. This is huge in a place like Indiana, where our outdoor growing season doesn't line up super well with our full school year. It's allowed us to really use all of August all the way through May into June to grow with our students using aeroponic gardening. That's awesome, because what we've seen over and over and over again is that when students are given an opportunity to have their own plants with their names on it and watch those plants grow in a system that is pretty much foolproof, you're going to grow plants in this system, it allows the students to have a sense of pride of what they were able to grow. And what is even better than that is that what we see over and over and over again is that when students are given this opportunity to be part of the growing process, they cannot wait to touch their plants and see their plants grow and eat their plants when it's time to harvest. And that is super duper cool. Because let's just face it, we know that in our society, in our communities, all throughout our country, we're surrounded by processed foods. And so many students may have never had the opportunity to eat a raw vegetable, let alone these really rich greens like arugula, and check out the spiciness of that, and kale and smoothies and lettuces of all varieties in their own homemade salads right there at school. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you. Salad parties with these aeroponic garden systems is where this all really took off in our communities. Giving the kids an opportunity to take what they've grown and add from a pick and choose little buffet style salad bar setup is something that we see the kids getting so excited about as young as kindergarten, even younger. So that is just so incredible, and that's why I'm excited to share this part of the story with you, to again help you think about how this may really be a possibility for your communities. Other places we've grown are in our local libraries. So we can partner up with the library cafe, for example, or in a after-school program for youth, or even with seniors at the library. That's one way to think of it. Another really amazing pocket of all of this has been with the community of adults with special needs. So adults with special needs in our communities and surrounding areas have utilized aeroponic gardens like this one to be able to grow fresh produce and be a part of watching that amazing beauty of a plant going from a seed to a full plant. So that's another thing to think about. From there, another amazing avenue that we've been able to explore is what it looks like to grow these aeroponic gardens in school cafeterias. This has been an incredible experience in a new program we've implemented called Tower to Tray. What a cool idea, going from this aeroponic system right there to the cafeteria trays in the school cafeteria. If that excites you, get excited. It can absolutely happen. You can make this happen in your communities. Another really cool way to think about this is what it would look like in a setting of a youth home, for example. This is one of my newest programs that I'm working on with colleagues to bring gardening inside of a youth home in our area that serves children that are unable to stay at home or be with their parents at this time. That is really exciting because there's something quite healing about watching that plant go from a seed to harvest and then harvesting it and using it in the kitchen to fuel your body and fuel the bodies of youth in your area. One last thing I want to touch on is how this could be used with different curricula. So whether you use it in 4-H, in FFA, as we begin to explore those, it's really quite exciting to think where that may go. Another way is in schools that are specifically looking to push STEM programs. There are so many lessons to be learned and used when you're utilizing a system like this, where you can practice math, like proportions on how much of the nutrient solution needs to go into the water. What does it look like to check the pH for the plants? To collecting data, to letting students map out on graphs on how their plants grow. And there are STEM curricula circulating now in our country and in our area that can absolutely utilize an aeroponic garden like this one to help buff up the science and math and engineering skills of your students in your community. So I hope this gives you the beginning of what it may potentially look like in your community if you make it happen to bring aeroponic gardens to your community. And this is just the beginning. That list is just a tiny, teeny beginning. A cool fact is that when this system was created, it was actually created with the thought of maybe a family that doesn't have any green space outside would put it like in their in their condo or out on their patio, and that would provide them a way to garden. Never was it thought that it would go into the communities, into schools, and into libraries, and into youth programs like we're seeing it now spread. And that is really cool. So most importantly, I absolutely cannot wait to see what you will do and how that will expand way beyond what we've done here. Thank you for tuning in and keep in touch. Let me know. Let us know what you're doing in your communities with gardens, and I cannot wait to hear from you. Thank you for watching.